Wow, absolutely incredible. Hey guys, what is going on? American Abroad here, talking to you about something I'm very excited about, my brand new R1250GS. I'm so excited. The dreams finally become a reality. I've been looking at getting this bike for many years, ever since I saw Ewan McGregor and Charlie Borman do their long way around trip a long time ago, where they went all the way around the world on some older GSs. So I always loved the idea of adventure motorcycle riding. I came from a dirt bike background where I used to ride a lot of motocross. And so the fact that these things felt like big dirt bikes and they were great on the street, they cornered well. I'd ridden some of these before, the low center of gravity. If you're into the R1250GS or you're looking at possibly getting one, check it out. Or if you just want to see some cool footage, come on, let's go.
Okay, so I can already feel the hate coming through on the GS. Look, it is a luxury motorcycle, and yes, it is more expensive, and yes, you are going to pay more money for services, but hopefully if you're getting into this bike, you understand the costs and the maintenance of this bike, and you understand that it is a luxury touring bike, and you are going to have some of those higher costs associated, but watch how all these features just really make the bike come alive.
It's literally worth every penny, and that's why it is one of the #1 selling motorcycles in the world. And I know maybe you haven't seen, I'm surprised how many people haven't seen Long Way Round and Long Way Down, which is Charlie Borman and Ewan McGregor doing around the world trip, or from top of UK down to the bottom of Africa, on these motorcycles. Of course, there's much older versions. I mean, this thing is so just intuitive and comfortable. And okay, let's talk about a few things that are absolutely amazing when you're riding the bike. Of course, you've just got so much throttle. You've got so much low end torque in this bike. It's incredible. Even if you start off in a little bit of a lower gear, police don't want to get in trouble there. Although the cops here are pretty mellow in Portugal. So on my Triumph Tiger, the last bike that I had, I sold to buy this, and that bike just really didn't feel stable in some of these turns. This is a road that I used to ride all the time. It just didn't feel as stable going through some of these. If I hit some of these bumps, it just didn't eat them up. It felt like it was going to tip over, lose grip. This thing, nothing, man. You know, nothing that you throw at this thing. I'm in road mode right now, so it's more comfy. I don't even have it in dynamic mode, which is stiffens everything up and makes it nice for a lot of corners and things like that, but I find road is really nice as well. The dynamic mode just also makes the throttle response a little bit quicker. I think my favorite stop-off point is coming up here. As you can see, I'm kind of just creeping around here in third gear, and something that's kind of nice is all the gears are so forgiving on this bike. You can really just set it where you want it, and then the bike just goes. So this dog's gonna bark at me. Nope, dead asleep. Quick shifter, amazing. Cannot believe how I ever rode a bike without a quick shifter. I mean, this thing is life-changing, guys. If you have not used a quick shifter, I thought it was so gimmicky before. This is the road I like to do my stop-offs at. Actually, that looks like a sick road. I wonder if that actually goes all up through there. If that's the case, I'm about to take that road. That's going to be so cool. All right, when you turn this thing off, you're supposed to turn it off here, not here. This is like an emergency kill switch, my dealer told me, and they said if you turn the bike off too much here, you're going to get some faults in the computer. You're supposed to be turning on and off from here, and you know, if you do it too much from here, you'll have to go back to the dealer and they have to clear the faults out. So just saving some time there, you know, for you guys. Go ahead and turn the bike on and off from here. Let's get some air in here. Open up my visor. Honestly, cannot tell you how much I love the shaft drive. Something that I've noticed over riding this for a couple of weeks now is how much cleaner the bike stays without a chain. I had a chain drive before, and you know, it just kind of flicks crap all over your engine and all over your bike, and this part of my bike was always dirty. But with the shaft drive, that's not an issue anymore. Like this thing, of course, it gets a little dirty. You can see it's a little dirty. I haven't washed it really since I got it. But, you know, it just stays so much cleaner. Love this. Installed the Motea crash guards on there, also a German company, less expensive crash guards than like TourTech. Really like those things. So right now I've got the Battlax Bridgestone tires on the bike. There's a 120 on the front, and really love these tires. On my last bike I had a 100 on the front, and I much prefer the 120. So much more grip. And this particular year, this is the 2019 1250. They had the BMW brakes on the front and the Brembo on the back. I think BMW partnered with an American company to do the front brakes. I don't know why they didn't do the back. If somebody knows, you can throw it in the comments. Would love to know that one. I haven't taken the time to research it. This particular bike has the Comfort seat on it, the GS Comfort seats. And man, I've done long trips on the 1250GS 2019 before without the Comfort seats on a different bike, and they're really comfortable. But can I tell you, the Comfort seats, wow, absolutely incredible, guys. Like, I wouldn't have done the upgrade on my own, but the bike came with them, and they're the most comfortable motorcycle seat. I've sat on custom motorcycle seats before, and these are definitely more comfortable for sure. Of course, you've got the push start, which is absolutely incredible. You know, just click that, and then the beautiful TFT comes up. In my opinion, this is the best TFT that is on the market on any bike right now. It's just so easy to get through. I love the blacked out you know, buttons here. They just, so much quality. The Wonder Wheel is absolutely amazing. So as you just go through the menu, you know, you've got so many great options. I mean, look at this. It just shows you everything about the bike. And if you've got the Connected App on your phone, which I do have the Connected App, you know, like it's telling me, all right, my gas tank is half full. I've got another 150 kilometers before I need to fill up. And just tells you some basic stuff, tells you when your next service is, and you can do some other things in here. I haven't fully connected this to my phone because I just don't want to be running my data all the time, but it's kind of a nice feature. You can look up the details of your bike on your phone, and you know, you've got everything here, tire pressure. Yeah, it's really great. And then of course you can cycle through and put the different things up top here if you want. You know, I'm getting a little bit worse gas mileage today because I'm kind of pushing it a little bit further. And then you've got all your ride modes over here. You can just change whatever ride modes you want. Something that's really cool that I noticed on the heated grips, now I'm sure there's some other features, but I'm just figuring out the bike. If you turn on the heated grips, you can when the bike turns off and turns back on, it remembers that setting. So the grips will automatically start heating up next time you turn on the bike. You can see ABS and traction control flashing here. That means they're enabled. If they were staying on solid while you're riding, that means they're disabled. You can turn that off here. You got one click and you can, you know, disable those if you want. And then here you've got your dampening on the left and your spring preload on the right. Pretty cool. I love that that's just a button that you can press and go through and change this. Don't mistake this dynamic for this dynamic up here because it's completely different. I don't know all the intricacies of all of that, but you know, definitely do some research. I don't want to get into that now. But as far as spring preload, I was running on minimum, and then basically I changed it just to auto. I like the minimum. Even though I'm 6 feet tall, I was really enjoying kind of that lower ride. But then when I changed to auto, and it just kind of 45 to 50 millimeters of static sag. And so basically, that's, you know, it automatically adjusts with a passenger on the back, or with bags, or with just you, and it's just kind of adjusting that for you. I think that's great. I think the bike does a good job, so I just let it do its thing, and yeah, I'm happy with that. Okay, this is something that you're probably not going to see in a lot of reviews, but it's something that I love. This little tool thing here that they need, this cutout to open that up, I just think that looks so cool. I don't know why. It looks like something adventurous, like a key, magic key that you would find somewhere. I don't know. It's just kind of cool. I like that. It gives it that little extra adventurous feel to me. I feel like I'm, I don't know, playing a video game and I found some kind of cool key or something. So this particular 2019 does not have the cornering lights on it, but you know, hola, buen dia. So many bicyclists up here. Dynamic ESA, absolutely incredible. Electronic suspension adjustment is so great on this bike. You know, the dampening, the just how it corners and how it adjusts to itself. The harder you lean, the more of stiffer it makes the suspension. Another little upgrade that I did here is I changed this out. This was normally like a European plug or whatever, and then you can get an adapter and put it in there for USBs. But why do that, right? For 30 bucks, which is like 10 bucks more than the actual adapter, you can just put this little insert here. It took me 5 minutes to install this. And you've got two USB ports. Number one is the main one. It charges faster. And then you've got a slow charge on the right. And it's watertight now. And it's just there. So I can just plug USB straight into it. I don't have to worry about having an extra little connector to put in there and take it on and off the bike and whether or not it's waterproof. Like, just do that, man. It was $30. Do it. It's so worth it. The easiest upgrade that I've done to this bike ever was that. Another thing. This one came with a Vario case. You know, actually for a plastic case, I think it's pretty nice. I love that these don't come out on the sides when you have to tuck them in there, when it just holds it in place. It's really nice. And, you know, it's Vario because you can make it taller like that if you want. I'm going to replace this eventually, but it actually is such good quality for a plastic case. I really like it. You know, you've got the hazard lights on the GS, which I think is a feature that is missed on so many bikes. You know, if I ever pull off on the side of the road and I need to find directions, or I'm, you know, in a place where I'm not fully off the road like this, I love having this feature. It just makes me feel so much safer. Lets other cars know that I'm stopped, and you know, gives them some kind of indication on the back of the bike that I'm off on the side of the road. Cruise control is amazing, you know, on this bike. I think any kind of touring bike, you've got to have cruise control, man. The heated grips, even the low setting on the heated grips here, are hotter than my Triumph Tiger. I had a 2011 Triumph Tiger 800. Absolutely loved that bike. Handlebars were a bit shorter, so I love the wider handlebars, and the heated grips on this are just so much warmer. You know, on the hot setting, I have to turn it off most of the time because the hot setting is just too hot. Of course, the you know, you've got your headlight button here if you want to turn your lights on, your nighttime lights, but it automatically does it. So, you know, during the day you've got your running lights, and then when it gets too dark, it automatically puts on your night lights.
I actually found these lights super bright, very powerful. The brights are incredible, give you that long distance view. And then the left to right, the fill lights are just really, really nice. Gives you that really wide view so that you cover the sides of the road as well.
Actually, I am about to put Denali D4s. I took them off my other bike, and I'm going to hang them right down here. And with the Cansmart system you can buy, you can integrate it into the CAN bus system, which is underneath the seat here, and basically integrates automatically into the GS. I think KTM has the CAN bus system as well, so you can get the Cansmart for the GS. And then basically it allows the Denali lights, and I'll do a video on this, it allows the Denali lights to basically integrate into your normal lighting system, so you can control your auxiliary lights from the Wonder Wheel. And also, you know, during the day with your running lights, they know to be at like 30% brightness, and then when your nighttime lights come on, they go to whatever you set them to, 100 or 70%. And you can also get them to, you know, strobe. If you hit the brakes too hard, they can flash. If you hit your horn, they can flash. Also, when you turn on your blinkers at night, if you turn on this blinker here, this light will turn off so that people can see your blinker, and then when you stop the blinker, it'll come back on. So really, really cool safety features there. Really, really like that, that you can do that with that. So it's a great system. The Cansmart system that goes with the Denali is a bit expensive. It's about $300 or 275 euros. So, you know, it's a bit of an expense there, but man, the features that you're getting with it are so amazing. You can control the lights here with the Wonder Wheel, or they call it a multifunction wheel, whatever you want to call it. Of course, the horn on this bike sounds just like any other horn on any bike. It sucks. So it's not too crazy. Nothing really to mention there. When I actually went first to see this bike, it was blue, and I was like, man, that's the only thing that I don't like about the bike. And they were like, oh, we'll paint it black for you. And I was like, really? And they were like, yeah, no additional charge. Boom, sold. Bought it right there. So, love the shift cam technology. Can't even really feel it. I wonder if some of the things that I feel with the bike have to do with the shift cam technology in the throttle, but you know, you can't really feel it. And this bike's got so much get up and go. You are never lacking for anything. Even when you're cruising at like, you know, 175 miles an hour, or I don't know what that is, 130, something like that, 120. You know, it just feels like it's just sitting there. It feels like you still have power if you need it. And get the SOS button if that's something you guys want. We did ride some bikes with the SOS button on them. It's really great. I had a buddy that crashed several times over a couple-day trip, and they came over the speaker of the bike and was just like, hey, is everything okay, Mr. da-da-da? And just want to make sure that you're all right. And he didn't fully drop the bike. He just kind of like, we're at a standstill, and he dropped it over, and they contacted him. So that's kind of a cool feature if you're looking at the SOS button and your wife is really concerned, because let's face it, I watch all these videos online about how great these bikes are because I'm trying to sell my wife on letting me buy bigger motorcycles. So so yeah, I watched a ton of reviews on this bike before I got it, and a lot of the safety features on it is why I got it. So yeah, really, really happy with this bike. I am trying to decide. You do lean forward a little bit on this bike for the handlebars. I'm trying to decide if I'm going to put bar risers on there or not. I love the ROX risers because they bring them up and back towards you. I had the 2-inch ROX risers on my Tiger and really, really liked them. But the handlebar was a different size, so I don't think I can use them. Let's let you guys hear this puppy. Oh, love that. Such a great sound. So the quick shifter, when you're running through these gears, first to second, the quick shifter is a bit clunky, and second to third, it kind of jerks you a little bit. I will say that the quick shifter works much better when you're revving a little bit higher, in your higher rev range. The quick shifter definitely feels a little bit more natural. So I actually lost my mic puff up here somewhere the other day. I found it on my camera. I was waving to somebody and I knocked it off and lost it. So I'm wondering if I find it up in here. So quick shift there, really nice. And then you just have so much braking power on this bike. It's so nice. I don't know if I'm just saying that because I'm a little bit used to not the best brakes. So you do have ABS Pro on this bike, which is incredible. So of course, you know, when you're cornering, if you hit the brakes real hard, you need ABS to kick on in a different way. So, you know, that's really awesome. What beautiful ride today. A little bit windy, but the roads are amazing. Yeah, so smooth. Especially, I will say, when you're riding 2 up and you're quick shifting, it makes for a really nice experience for the passenger. My wife was on yesterday and we were riding around and I was just shifting through the gears with the quick shifter, and it made it really, really comfortable for her. So she really enjoys the comfort on this bike as opposed to the Triumph Tiger 800. You know, it's just so much bigger, the suspension's better, and she feels a lot more secure on this bike. Another thing that's really great about the throttle on this bike is, since there is such a wide range in the throttle, whereas on my Tiger and on, for instance, like a Super Tenere 1200, when I was riding those bikes, the throttle is very different. So on this, the range is so great, so you just feel like you have never-ending twist in this thing. And basically what that does is it allows you to control the engine braking like really nicely. So if you just kind of want to sit at a certain speed that's lower, I felt like on my Triumph Tiger it was either you were speeding up or either slowing down. It was kind of hard to just hold a speed. Whereas on this thing, you know, it's really easy to just hold a speed at a lower speed or a faster speed or whatever, because you've got that wide throttle range there. And yeah, it's really nice. I really like it. Just everything about this bike says comfort, but at the same time, if you want it to be, you know, super responsive and super aggressive in the corners, you've got that option as well. You know, switch it over into dynamic. I mostly ride in road because I don't want to get beat to death all the time. This is my everyday rider. I ride this bike every single day. So when you're riding this bike every single day, you want to be comfortable, and that's what this bike gives you, 100% comfort. You want to change the height of the screen, you want a little bit more airflow, boom, more airflow. You know, I didn't have time to do it there, but you can adjust it all the way down or back up where I like it. And honestly, really surprisingly, this is a small screen, but it gives you so much wind protection, and they've got the deflectors there as well for the shoulders. I'm 6 foot tall, and I do kind of feel, if I'm sitting up straight, I feel a bit of wind just hitting me right across the top of my helmet. But you can't really feel it, you just hear it, you know? It's very, very light. And of course, with it down, it's great. You know, I was debating on getting this or a GSA, and I just wanted something lighter. The GSA does feel slightly more top heavy because you've got that extra weight on there, but I wanted something a little bit lighter so that I could you know, ride it every single day and not really be like, feel encumbered by it. Wow, these roads are great.
All right, so one of the things that I actually love the most about the Boxer engine is something that I hate the most about the Boxer engine, and it has nothing to do with how the engine operates. I'm talking strictly from it sticking out on the sides. Like, the engine is great because if you drop the bike, you know, as I was sitting still the other day, dropped it, and you know, I was just kind of on some higher ground, I couldn't touch on one side, and I dropped the bike over, well, you know, I have crash guards and it just kind of props it up because the engine does stick out on the side. So that's really great. So I feel like if I slide while I'm on the road, you know, that Boxer engine is gonna hit before me, and I would much rather the engine hit before my fragile body and just get torn up on the asphalt. So I really like that about the Boxer engine, but something I don't like about it is because it does stick out, and I do come from like a little bit more of a motocross background, is I feel like that's right where I would love to put my leg if I was like doing a little bit of more off-road oriented stuff. And maybe I'm crazy, you don't really need to be putting your leg out when you're on a bigger bike like this, because it's just kind of asking for it to come down on your leg. But you know, I do kind of feel like that's where I would love to be able to extend my leg if I wanted a little bit more, you know, of a lean angle or something, or if I was going through some dirt. But you're not going to be going through anything that crazy on this bike. I mean, if you are, you're doing much better than me, because I'm not taking this, you know, almost $20,000 motorcycle off on some super extreme dirt. I don't want to do that. But yeah, sometimes I do feel a little bit restricted by that. Even just kind of putting around, sometimes I want to put my leg down and I feel a little restricted because that engine's so big. But I do love it. It's a trade-off, right? Because I absolutely love that about the bike. That's one of the reasons I bought it. It's because I felt like it was safer. But on the other hand, it is cumbersome. It's right there, right in front of you all the time, and it's not going anywhere. So the GS, as you can see, is a very capable motorcycle, and of course I didn't touch on a ton of great features about this bike. Of course there are some bugaboos as well, but I just got the bike, and so hopefully around the next couple months I'll be able to put another video out for you guys explaining some of the things I like and don't like about the GS long term. Of course, it's an everyday rider for me, so I should be able to pick out quite a few things that I like and don't like about the bike. So whether you're just stopping by for your daily dose of content or you are interested in buying a GS, I hope that this content was helpful for you. And hey, let me know what you're looking for in the future. I'm planning on doing a couple of longer trips coming up now that I have the GS. So let me know if you're looking for more reviews or you want to see me do some trips on the GS. You know, throw that down in the comments, and then I know what kind of content you guys are looking for in the future. We'd love to bring you exactly what you're looking for, all of you subscribers out there and future subscribers. So, should you buy a GS? In conclusion, my opinion, so far, yes, loving the motorcycle. Another couple bikes that I'm really interested in the future would be the Honda Africa Twin 1100 and as well the Triumph Tiger, the newer edition they just came out with for 2022. I would love to pick up a couple of those bikes, but let's see what the future holds, and hopefully I'll be able to continue to bring you guys great content, great reviews, and yeah. Go ahead and smash that like button and subscribe if you are not already. Would love to have you a part of the journey. And other than that, ride safe, and we'll see you on the pavement.